pretty good evaluation, really, of what lies ahead. It doesn't sound a jolly affair for them.
Yeah, I think he's spot on there. I think in terms of the commitment they showed today, carrying out the manager's instructions to a man, being compact, and showing the personality once they got the ball, to get the ball to them front three, the small dynamic players who caused problems tonight, especially Willian hit the post twice and got a goal. But when they go to the new camp, they've got to be brave and they've got to expect to defend. That's a big thing about going to these teams and playing against the likes of Barcelona. You have to expect to be under the cosh for periods of time, but then when you get chances like this to go forward, you have to be decisive, and today they were.
Willian was excellent, Frank, wasn't he? He really was.
He was the man. We're all looking at Hazard pre-game, but I think Willian was the man tonight. Great strike here. Unlucky with both of these strikes in the first half. He'd shown Barcelona what he could do, which is this shift to his right foot, as we've seen twice here.
A couple of sighters.
Show him it for a third time, and he buries it, and it was an absolutely fantastic goal from him.
Yeah, Barcelona goes to sleep on this occasion from a corner, and they gets dragged out, and they leave space on the edge of the box, and he's almost found Sergio Busquets' weakness, and it's in a 1v1, and Willian's the best at shifting it to the side. Brilliant. And this time he strikes it lucky.
He uses Rakitic brilliantly there. He bends it around Rakitic. The keeper's completely unsighted here. He sets it outside, brings it back in.
He's superb at that, isn't he? That little bendy one.
I've seen him do it in training time and time again.
And in games.
Actually, when you talk about him not playing and you talk about a level of consistency with him, you want to see him do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know him reasonably well. Why do you think it is that he, given what we've seen this evening and in other games as well, that he's not ever present?
Well, some of it he's a victim of the structure of the team, because Pedro has also been impressive. I think Eden Hazard is a given. He's going to play pretty much every game. Pedro has shown glimpses, so it's been up to him to show that he's the man. And as I say, I don't think he's always done it, but when on that form tonight, he's one of the top players. He
certainly did. Having said that, perhaps he made the wrong decision initially in another build-up, when he could have perhaps clipped it into Kante early, which ultimately led to Barcelona equalising.
Yeah, I mean, it's another counter-attack that Chelsea did so well all game at times, but here I don't think he's got any option but to whip that ball into that space for Kante. I think he delays, he gives PK time to size up, he gives Barcelona time to get back, and you'll find that within, I don't know how many seconds, 30 or 40 seconds.
Having said that, there was another fundamental error that...
Sure. Listen, it's a choice that was possibly the wrong one. It'd be hard to criticise him after his performance tonight, just for that.
That's a great ball though, that one, from Messi up to Suarez. And
listen, lost the concentration with the penalty shout?
Yeah, Christensen's done the hard bit there. He's seen the danger off, played a pass here, but we've mentioned concentration at half-time. Here, young centre-half, playing across the box there, cardinal sin. Iniesta with the awareness, and then that man there, Messi, with the composure.
I felt like it was
he stole himself as well.
Yeah, I think it was a catalogue of errors. Yes, the pass is wrong. Fabregas doesn't help, and then obviously Azpilicueta goes to ground. He should stay on his feet. It's a great little reverse pass by Iniesta here, and I think the goalkeeper goes down too early, guy. I think he guesses here, although it is a fantastic finish.
He's got this sixth sense, hasn't he, sometimes, that he knows which way the keeper's going to go. It seems finished from this position so frequently.
So clinical. Time stands still for him. He's not on the same wavelength as everybody else. Even us watching it, you kind of, as soon as that ball was set back, great ball by Iniesta, you know exactly what's going to happen with that. Very clinical.
Antonio, it's pretty fair what he said there. I think he did get his tactics spot on. Deserves a lot of credit for that. He's a very canny coach, isn't he?
He's proved it tonight. He should be proud of his players as well, because they took the plan, executed it brilliantly throughout the game, to restrict a team like Barcelona to one or two chances, and one being the mistake that led to the goal. It's great teamwork from all of them.
If someone said, Rio, but he went without a centre forward. Perhaps this is a Barcelona team that perhaps weak defensively. Why doesn't he have a go? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, you have to accept. I think we listened to Fabregas before the game. He kind of smiled thinking about going to Barcelona. You're going to have almost zero possession, 20% possession you're going to have against this Barcelona team. This isn't the Barcelona team of old, with Neymar wide and all them players that played that stretched you. But they're a more compact team, but they're possession based still. And you have to be fully concentrated for 90 minutes. And we saw today, one time that you switch off, they punish you. They've got players that are devastating. Once they make a mistake, they don't look back. They put the ball in the back of the net, and that happened today.
They don't generally have quite the attacking force that they had, obviously, if you're going to lose a player like Neymar, Stephen. But do you think perhaps they're a stronger lineup now with the way he plays, a little bit more pragmatic?
Yeah, I think they look a little bit more solid defensively. They've got more bodies in the middle of the pitch. They counter-press really well, so when they do risk that ball, they get right after it impacts and they win it back high up. But But I think going forward, they're not as devastating. I agree with Rio, what he's saying. But we might see something different at the camp now. We have to be ready for maybe a Dumbelli coming in, or maybe Vidal starts the game, because I think up until the mistake from Chelsea, they limited Barcelona today. They weren't the force that we're used to seeing.
It's just to put Paulinho header in the first half, aside from Messi's chance I can recall, really. Chelsea's defending tactics, they worked. They frustrated Barcelona. It made it very difficult for them, really.
Definitely, and I think if you would have asked any of the back three centre-halves how the game went today, I think they would have said comfortable, because I don't think they were tested. I don't think there was many people that got behind them, if at all. Here you see Espeleta sniffing the danger out, and there was never really any space in between the back five and the two midfielders in front of them, Kante and Fabregas. And that's testament to Conte and his coaching staff setting his team up the perfect way to play against this Barcelona team today. And I would say, if you ask the Barcelona players, there wasn't space on this pitch, and that's the only thing that's going to be the difference in Barcelona. This is a tight pitch here at Stamford Bridge. The pitch is huge at the Nou Camp, and when they have the ball, it's even bigger. It feels bigger. So that's a huge difference.
We talked about with individuals in the game. Busquets, a player that a lot of people appreciate him, but professionals in the game. I mean, he's sublime football. Never gives it away. It's phenomenal. Frank.
Well, underrated maybe, not by people in the game, not by his teammates for sure. Plays in second gear, and I mean it in a really positive way, because everything's so easy for him. One touch, two touch. When you try and coach young players in midfield now, what is the point of having 5-6 touches when you can have one or two and move the ball swiftly onto your attacking players? Perfect positioning defensively. Stephen just mentioned the counter press. It generally starts on him. He's the back man in midfield. He sends people in to win it back. His awareness on the ball. He was an absolute joy tonight.
It's his calmness as well. Having played against them, in the end you stop pressing him, because it's just so frustrating, because you can't get near him, you can't get the ball off him, you can't get close, because if you come out of your position to press him, he pops it round you, and you can't do it for 90 minutes, because you're just using useless energy up. He's an absolute nightmare to play against.
152 touches in the game. I imagine he only gave a couple of the
He didn't break sweat.
He didn't
break sweat. It almost looks like he's in second gear.
He could go out there in a pair of velvet slippers and perform. He's that composed and that calm. And what I love about him, I think it's like the two guys sitting next to me, Frank and Stevie. Scholes is another one. When you watch him play, head on the shoulder all the time, looking, getting pictures of what's going on around them. So when the ball does come, they can play one touch, because they've already seen it and it's there. And the picture's so clear for him. Great player.
That spatial awareness is vital. Now, I think, was it you that said if you played with Messi, you just give him the ball, which Busquets obviously does quite frequently. Let's have a little look at Messi, because how can you have any night of football without checking out a few of the magical moments?
You give him the ball, and then you generally wait to celebrate with him when he's in the top corner or wherever he wants to, really. But no, I mean, listen, he's something special. He's very difficult to analyse, but you could just waiting for this beautiful stuff. He's off the cuff. He's never under pressure. He takes the ball towards people and then takes it away from them. Pops up in all different areas. It wasn't his greatest game tonight, because he was operating in these tight areas where Chelsea really gave him limited space. A few months of brilliance, the crucial goal for his team, and expect a lot more in a few weeks. And that's
even
really
in his quieter games, he still does 3 or 4 things in a match that take your breath away.
I think he does more than 3 or 4.
He
makes the right decisions all the time. And not only is he the best goal scorer or the best dribbler, he's also the best passer. He played a pass to Suarez over 60 yards, which was phenomenal. The little one first after he played with the reverse, and he always scores that goal. He always turns up in that position, kids the goalkeeper, and scores that goal.
Do you know what as well? Is you can see all these show reels about him. And if you were showing a young player in a change room or in a video room, is the movements that he does to get on the ball, in the gaps between the midfield and the defence. He takes one step sometimes, but the cuteness of it and the timing is just perfect.
And the thing is, he doesn't bolt around everywhere trying to face space for the ball. He's very stationary, and much of the time when he hasn't got it, I think Darren in commentary mentioned it.
Sometimes standing still is the best thing to do, particularly around the box, because defenders are so scared of you that they're backing off to go, let's protect my goal.
Yeah, but how often do you hear coaches, you've got to keep moving,
They're bad coaches.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are, especially with youngsters as well.
I think they're getting better actually, but I don't know, that's like an old school way. You must run into the 6-yard box. No, sometimes you feint to running, you stand still, and it's not a surprise. It's not a mistake that so many balls land at his feet.
No.
What you've also got to appreciate is every team and every individual goes out against him to stop him, and he still shines in the majority of games. He still finds the space, he still goes past people, still scores, still creates. He's unstoppable.
I don't know what we'll do when he's gone, when he's retired.
He done one bit down here next to us in the first half. He sent Rudiger out the stadium.
I know. I've never. You did one of your squeaky things.
I was screaming. I was like, "Whoa, where's he gone?" But it's like he's done it to me before, so I can't say too much.
I think he's done it to pretty much every player he's played against at some stage. Anyway.